BOSH? Or is it? Find out when I try them neat and then look at 3 different ways of using them. Hi everyone, Sue here, welcome to my channel. Have you ever tried Nutritional Yeast or Nooch? I found this brand. I thought I'd try both types. This one is garlic and herb Nooch. It says it also has vitamin B and minerals. I'll put a list of the ingredients on the screen here if you can't see the small writing. And I understand that the yeast is inactive, so it's not going to start bubbling up and creating lots of gas once you eat it. And this one here is also Smoky Nooch. It says it can add a kick of smoky flavour to your meals, and you are supposed to add these as a seasoning or topping for a meal, or I don't know really, put it in things. First of all, I'm going to try some neat Nooch. So it comes with a plastic top. I can see that this might be useful for tins later, so that could be reusable. And then you've got this foil lid, and the carton is actually cardboard. So I think they're thinking about being environmentally friendly. I'll take the whole thing off. Well, it's flakes, and it looks a bit like fish food. It also looks like it's got plenty of herbs in it, as well as the flakes. So I'll just take a small taste and see what this tastes like. Well, it just tastes like very salty seasoning. Extremely salty seasoning. Can I taste garlic in it? Yes. Can I taste herbs in it? Yes. But most of all, I can taste salt. The salt content is 9.6%, so it's very high in salt. So because I don't take a lot of salt generally in my food, I'm going to be quite sparing with it, and just see whether it's actually the salt that is giving the flavour or the yeast. I think it's quite a shame really that they add so much salt to it. Is it really needed? Let's have a look at the other one. And the same sort of fish food with what looks like paprika or something like that added to it. And I guess that, yes, these should probably be mixed quite well, as the flakes seem to land on the top quite a lot. So perhaps give the container a shake before using it. Let's have a little taste of this. After the last mouthful, I've still got a very, very salty mouth. Well, that's not so salty, but I can definitely taste some chili spice in there, and I think I might like that one a little bit better, in fact. Let's have a look at the salt content in that one. There is quite a hot chili aftertaste to it. It's just sort of taken my breath away a little bit. My first thoughts are that it's probably like one of those foods that I buy on a whim and use a couple of times, and then it sits in the cupboard for about 10 years before I finally get rid of it. The expiry date is July 2022 and this one is September 2022. So I could challenge myself to eat the whole lot or not. We'll see. I'm certainly not going to eat the whole lot this week because I think my blood pressure would be on the ceiling. The first really simple way of using the garlic and herb nooch is to make a simple flavoured butter just to put on top of potatoes. So I'm going to use maybe a couple of teaspoons, and you could either use melted butter, but I've got some spreadable butter here, and I'm just going to take out enough to stick on top of some potatoes. And then just give that a mix in. The butter's straight out of the fridge, so even though it's spreadable, it's still quite thick. There we are, it's getting all mixed in now. I'll just have a quick taste of that. And that's just like a sort of herby garlic butter really, with a bit of yeasty flavour as well. So that's going to be great for putting on top of baked potatoes. If you have any of these particular little containers from desserts, I just found that that lid from that BOSH tub goes on there perfectly. For the moment I've just covered it in a silicone top, and I'm going to put that in the fridge just so that it sets a bit more. I've just got the garlic and herb nooch here, and I thought I'd make some herby mash using some instant mashed potato. So I'll use about a heaped tablespoon, and then that'll just get a stir in. I prefer a herby mash with fresh herbs. I think it would be quite nice if the herbs were a bit greener. It sort of makes it look a bit browny really. I'll just have a taste. That's not bad. It's garlicky and herby. Rather than throwing sprouting and shrivelled potatoes away, I like to use them for spicy potato wedges. So I've just given these a wash. You can see how shrivelled that is, but it really doesn't matter. They taste just fine when they're done. And I'm going to cut this in half and then into wedges, sort of around about a centimetre thick. I give them a blast in the microwave for about 4 minutes to part cook them, and then after draining off any excess liquid I add some olive oil, just a couple of glugs, and then I'll add my spices. So a couple of heaped teaspoons in there, and then I'll give those a stir and make sure everything's properly coated. And then all I have to do is lay those out on my baking tray so that they're fairly well separated. They'll go in the oven with my breaded haddock, which will be at about 180 degrees for 30 minutes. So they've just come out of the oven and they're lovely and browned, and they've got this hard crispy coating. I'll just give them a taste. It's lovely and crunchy, and it tastes really good. This is definitely the best one. Well, let's come to my conclusion. This one, the Smoky Nooch, is my favourite, and I'll definitely use that again. This one, I'm not so taken with the flavour of the herbs. There's a sort of aged feeling to them, which I'm not keen on. So I definitely won't be buying that one again. This one's a great standby for the spicy potato wedges. I hope you found that interesting. Thanks for watching and hope to see you again soon.